What's up? Today we're going to be talking about how semen retention makes you a high value male. Now, when it comes to semen retention, what is semen retention altogether? What is it? It's basically whenever you abstain from releasing your semen or your quote unquote life force energy, or just refrain from things that cause you that as well. When you first start, you may just quit watching explicit websites and adult websites or whatever, and it can make a huge difference in your life, in terms of your money, in terms of your value, in terms of your business, in terms of your spiritual life as well. Now, when it comes down to it, how it makes you a high value male, like how would it make you a high value male? Well, before you start semen retention, you're always pretty much objectifying women. You're looking at women as opportunities. You're looking at them as objects. You're just looking at them as a way you can lust over. And once you start semen retention, it may not happen at first, but it's a subtle shift in your mindset. It's a subtle shift in the way you look at people, the way you perceive people, the way you look at women in general. So once this mindset shift happens, basically, and you no longer objectify them and look at them as objects, you start looking at them as who they are. You start seeing them for who they truly are. Now, if I would have did semen retention a long time ago, it would have saved me from a lot of disastrous relationships with women that were just based on lust, that were just based on me, wanting to be with them just so I could sleep with them, or just so I could get some type of physical arousal. And I didn't actually like them, but I would trick myself into believing that I liked them simply for the base fact that I wanted to sleep with them. And at the end of the day, a lot of men nowadays do this. A lot of men nowadays base their relationship on the way a girl looks, the way, how many times you sleep with them, or, what they look like. And at the end of the day, this can be very, very harmful, not only to yourself, your partner, but also a lot of the people around you. It's almost like an optical illusion. It's like, yes, she may have all the features of a woman you may like, but at the end of the day, is she the actual person that you're supposed to be with? And not only that, whenever you start doing semen retention and you start valuing yourself more, you start holding on to your own energy, you stop, because that's what it is at the end of the day. The decision to do semen retention is basically you saying, hey, I no longer want to give up all this energy. I no longer want to give myself to other people, other places, other things that don't deserve my attention, that don't deserve my energy. And once you do this, you start to internalize all that energy. You start to use all that energy, and so you start to transmute it into things that actually matter, whether it be your business, whether it be money, whether it be helping people, whether it be going to the gym and getting in shape. This is why you see so many UFC fighters, and boxers talk about, they abstain from, sleeping with women for like 8 weeks before they go in the boxing ring. And the reason they do this is because it builds up energy, and they become more dominant, they become more aggressive, they become more quote-unquote masculine, and they start building up the energy. So they have a better chance of winning. They have a better chance of training harder. They have a better chance of being more successful. And this is why so many men in the fighting game do this. And the thing is, you can do this yourself. You can even test this yourself. Go 30 days without watching any adult websites, without touching yourself, without, doing any of these things. And just retain your seed for at least 30 days, 60 days, and try to get your way all the way up to 90 days and see how you feel at that 90-day mark. See how much your life has changed. See how much more people respect you. See how much more energy you demand whenever you walk into a room. Because whenever you walk into a room and you're on semen retention, people don't think twice about batting an eye. They always look. They're like, what's so different about this guy? I can't really tell what's different about him, but he seems different. His energy's different. Something's really, really different about him. And I know a lot of people who are on semen retention right now can vouch for me and say that whenever you're on a long streak, people start looking at you different. People start treating you different. People start respecting you. And that's exactly why I say semen retention makes you a high-value male. Because once you start respecting yourself, once you start loving yourself, once you start appreciating who you really are, everyone else starts to look at you as the prime example of who they should be. And this is why, so many men, they might hate you, or they might dislike you whenever you're on semen retention, or they might want to fight you or be aggressive, is because they see something that you have that they can't have. They see something in you that they want in their life, but they don't know how. And same thing with women. When women look at you, on a long streak, they see, okay, this man respects himself, he loves himself, and that's what they want in their life. They want a man who can control himself. They want a man, because if you can control yourself, if you can control your sexual desire, at the end of the day, you can really control anything. And I mean anything, because that's probably one of the number one toughest things to control, other than maybe your eating habits, and choosing not to eat whenever you don't want to. Your sexual energy and your sexual desire, and it's probably one of the most powerful tools in the universe, and it runs everything, not just us, but in nature. And at the end of the day, if you want to become more high value, that's what you have to do. And I'm not trying to force you into doing this, but if you're watching this video, more than likely it's just a sign, it's a synchronicity that you have either been thinking about it, or this is meant to see you, because nothing in the world is by chance, and it's not by by randomness. Everything happens for a reason. But yeah, I'd say just try it, see how it makes you feel. And at first, if you feel very, very if your energy is too high and it makes you anxious, follow through with it. Use that energy for things and transmute it into things more beautiful. Exercise, workout. That was my number one thing that I did. But yeah, if you want to become more high value, if you want to get more women in general, and I'm not saying that you should do semen retention just to get more women, but to maybe get an actual soulmate, or to find someone that you actually love, semen retention is the way. But the first thing you have to do is respect yourself and love yourself enough for you not to give away all your powerful energy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.